We'd like to welcome Mike Nester, who's the Vice President of Client Service, to tell us more about Exto. Mike, whenever you're ready.
Great. Thank you so much. Let me just share my screen here. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you everybody for joining and the CxEnergy folks for having me today. As you mentioned, my name is Mike Nester. I'm a VP of Business Development and Customer Success for the Exto product line. And today I'm going to talk about two of our products. One is called Exto. Exto is our commissioning platform, cloud-based. We'll talk about it here in a second. And the second one is Bolo, which is our AI solution for commissioning and construction. First, I'm going to talk a little bit strictly about AI. So, I think this is a great quote. It says, AI will not replace people, but enterprises who have enabled AI will replace enterprises without AI. So, it's funny. We see in sci-fi movies where AI and robots are taking over the world. I don't think that's the case. I hope most people don't think that's the case. But AI is having an impact, a major impact on the business world, and will continue to grow. I think if we look at things like ChatGPT, right? And if we asked all of this audience who a year ago or 2 years ago had used ChatGPT, would be rapidly reduced from the number of people that are using it today. And I think that number 2 years from now will exceed where it is today. So we're seeing AI, having an impact and its adoption growing. And that's sort of what we see in the numbers on this slide. It's interesting. 37% of construction organizations will invest in AI over the next 3 years. So again, we're seeing an impact growing, and it's helping people. The expected increase in productivity is around 15%, and 65% of short-term decisions will be made via AI. So again, people I think aren't adopting AI or aren't leveraging AI because it's neat or it's cool. They're adopting it because it's increasing productivity and it's increasing the quality of work that's being done within organizations. So here's 3 takeaways on AI. AI beats humans on some tasks, but not on all. So again, we don't have to worry about AI taking over the world. But it does do some things better than humans, but there are some things that humans do better as well. So I don't see us going away at any point as humans. What it does do, and what we see studies showing, is that it makes workers more productive and increases their quality of work. So the last one is saying 52% of all Americans are more anxious about AI than they are excited. But I think it's a good mix, right? I think many people are excited about AI. I think there's some anxiety about, hey, does it replace me? And I think the answer really is probably no. It enhances your work. It might change your job. Might change the things you focus on because it will do some of the mundane, easier answer questions faster for you. With that, I'm going to make a switch over and we'll talk about Exto. Exto is our on-prem or cloud-based solution for commissioning. It's a work management tool, and it really is focused in 3 areas. It's a services infrastructure built on a technology platform that's been AI enabled and also a BI enabled as well, so that you can get reports and graphics with AI enablement through Bolo. You can ask it questions without having to do multiple searches or run comprehensive reports via the interface. So the big thing with Exto is a digital platform. It connects everybody in the project from the field all the way to the back office. And when we talk about that, we mean it's across all project stakeholders. So it's your owners, it's your GCs, it's your specialty contractors. And again, all of this can be AI enabled via Bolo. But the key thing here is instead of going into meetings and everybody having their own spreadsheet with their own information on, the system of record would be Exto, and we would all be looking at the same status. We would all be looking at the same set of issues. We're all updating that information as our security would allow us. So on this slide, it sort of gives you a view of what Exto is, and this is a bit of an eye chart, I admit, but basically it shows all of the available modules within the Exto toolset. Again, it's in the cloud, it's sitting on Azure, and it's for use by everyone. On the left side, you see we're integrated with Oracle Primavera P6. That comes out of the box, integration with Excel templates. And Exto actually sits on an integration engine, which allows us to easily integrate it with other approved systems as long as they have some sort of API or web services associated with it. But again, the key thing here is all these modules are available. You may choose to use all of them or a portion of them, and it is very configurable. So it's easy for us to change what you see, the UI, et cetera. And the other thing here on the left side, it talks about a process builder and being workflow based. So there's a workflow engine that allows us to push work to the right people at the right time, and everybody has rights to their own work, but maybe not another contractor's work. So again, it's very secure as well. Okay, this screen shows the commissioning portal, and the commissioning portal is the main interface for managing your equipment and identifying work status and issues, et cetera. So it's easy to use, it's easy to configure. It's color coded, so again, it's very easy to see the status of a piece of equipment, see if there are any issues against it. It's all integrated with your scheduling tool, one click away from your checklists, et cetera. We also have a built-in scheduling capability, and we're also fully integrated with your scheduling solution. If that's P6 or Microsoft Project, or you choose to use the scheduling inside Exto, you have that capability. And again, we're allowing you to view the critical path. You're going to be able to see Gantt charts, et cetera. Another portion, and this was on that previous slide, and I'm unfortunately not going to have time to go through all the pieces of Exto, is what we call the document manager. And this tracks all the documentation, including photos and drawings associated with your equipment, and allows you to store all your equipment specs all in one spot. So again, this then supports versioning, red lines, and document searches. So again, very easy for you to focus on a piece of equipment, all the documents associated with that, and then when the project is over, you have the turnover capability to send those to the owner. We actually have, as I mentioned before, a workflow engine which allows us to automate processes, push the right work to the right person at the right time, and it again is secure. So everybody, based on their security, will be able to see the information associated with their work. But unless needed, if I'm contractor A, I don't see contractor B's work, right? But if I'm the owner, I could look across all that information if needed. Okay, we're going to change a little bit. We're going to talk now about Bolo. Bolo is an AI piece associated with Exto. It actually could work with any construction project tool. And here's what it does. Okay, it basically supports 3 different types of AI: conversational AI, which is the one we're probably most used to. It's a chat GPT type interface. You ask it questions, it provides answers. The difference being that it's private, meaning your data is your data. Nothing is exposed for public consumption. You ask the questions in plain English. It understands that, and then it will also understand any of the acronyms you use as part of your project talk. So we actually train Bolo on the way that you're going to ask it questions, and then it will recognize the way those questions are asked in your particular usage. There's also what we call generative AI. This is basically for repetitive tasks. It can create data, et cetera, and allow you to summarize that information. And then there's AI for dark data. Dark data is really just unstructured data, things like documents or photos that can be interpreted or summarized so that we could recognize the type of equipment and if it's damaged in a photo, for instance. So how does Bolo work? As I said, Bolo has a simple chat GPT type user interface. You ask it questions, and then it will go query your data and provide you the answer. So how is this different than going into the system and doing it manually, like running a bunch of queries? Well, again, sometimes those queries can become quite complex. Sometimes you need reporting against them. Bolo provides you the opportunity to see both. So you can ask it questions and have it create a Gantt chart or have it create histograms or a pie chart. And again, it's just a quick interface. What we see customers using this for would be, potentially in status meetings, et cetera, where you need quick answers about the status of a piece of equipment, or you need a quick report and don't have time to wait a week for somebody to go out and create it in your reporting tool. This gives you the option to get that basically immediately. So you can ask it questions on anything related to your project. That could be issues, dates. Are we ahead or behind schedule? Can you create a report with these columns, et cetera? It will do all that. And then if you wanted to, you can take that data and export it out to Excel if you wanted to do additional reporting there. So it gives you a lot of quick flexibility. It will save you a lot of time in terms of, you don't have to go back into the tool to answer a large variety of questions. And again, I pointed this out already, but it'll return the results in a graphical or tabular format if you so choose. So again, we can see the questions there, and it's asking for, put them into a bar graph. And so again, we're seeing, equipment counts by discipline, or we can have a table with certain information about all of our pieces of equipment that we choose. So I mentioned this as the third, what we call, dark data capability within Bolo. Bolo can basically read large documents and then summarize them or pull information for you about it without having to read, a 500-page specification. So again, if you had all your equipment catalogs in Bolo, you could ask it questions about that piece of equipment that may be stored in those documents, and it will go in and find it for you without you ever having to look at the document, to read through it, look through the table of contents, see where all that stuff is. Again, saving you time. and making you more efficient. And we just feed them in as PDFs, and it can be any type of document. That's about it. That's all I had time for. We're at 5 after, so again, I wanted to leave a few minutes for questions. The one thing I did want to point out, I covered a lot of information at a very high level in a very short period of time, and I recognize that. If you're interested in learning more, my email address and phone number are on this slide. Please feel free to email me, feel free to call me, or go to our website. You can schedule a demo there, and there's more information out there for those that are interested. With that, I'll turn it over for questions.
Thank you so much, Mike. That was interesting. I would also like to go ahead and highlight that Exto is giving away a $150 Amazon gift card. So if you're interested in participating for the giveaway, go ahead and type in Exto using the Q&A button. And then Mike is open for all your questions. Just go ahead and use the same Q&A button to throw in any questions, and Mike would be able to take them. Mike, to go ahead and start with the first question, what is the biggest value you see customers getting from Exto?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it's, you know, there's a variety of things, and people use the tool in a variety of ways. But I think the top things are this: it's a single integrated platform, meaning again everybody is using it. So across your commissioning project. So when we're looking at information across stakeholders from different organizations, they're all looking at the same information. So again, we're not looking at a bunch of different spreadsheets, all with different information updated by different people at different times. And again, I think the other thing is because it's workflow based, we're providing the right information to people. We're telling them, you know, who's going to do the work, what work needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how we do that. So we're giving them access to everything, including the checklists all the way down, you know, how the work is completed. And then again, it's quickly and easily configurable. So a lot of tools you have to adjust to. You have to adjust to the way they look and what they provide. With Exto, we can quickly configure it to your particular needs. If you have custom data that you need included, it's all part of the onboarding process with Bolo. Oh, I'm sorry, with Exto.
Thank you so much. The next question would be, how do you see customers getting value from an AI solution like Bolo?
So that's another good question. So again, we're seeing a lot of use cases. We're discovering a lot ourselves as the tool matures. But you know, I think the way we see people using it is a lot of people are using it in meetings with their GCs or with other contractors to review data, and if there is any pending questions about status or about issues. Again, it's a very simple interface to get those questions answered immediately. And again, not having to wait, or if I need a quick report, it gives me a place to go and ask those questions and get those reports or get those answers very quickly.
Perfect. The next question is Exto and Bolo separate services, or is it a packaged program?
So they are, that's another great question. So they are separate tools, but Bolo is built to work with Exto data. So again, we can put them together. A lot of customers are looking to add both and then use them together so that they can ask Bolo questions about the Exto data. But you could start with Exto and add Bolo later. What we find is a lot of people are very interested in doing both right out of the box.
Wonderful. With less than a minute, just a quick question. So since AI is involved here, how secure do you think everything is going to be with the view of data privacy?
Yeah, it's a concern for a lot of companies. I mean, obviously, everyone that's interested asks about the security, and you know, it again could be installed behind your firewall, but even if you use it uh, from the cloud, we have SOC 2 certification and VAPT certification, and we do a lot of work to make sure that that your data is secure. And we could talk more about that again if someone really wants to dig down into the security capabilities. Uh, it is available, so we can have that discussion. Happy to do that in more detail, but I know we're out of time, so I didn't know if there's any last things before we close this up.
That'd be all. Thank you so much, Mike. That was interesting.